2015-51, State of Arkansas versus Corey Weaver.
Your Honor, he has made application to us, and I believe that he'll be accepted.
You're charged with battery in the second degree, a Class C felony. At this time, how does the defendant plead?
Your Honor, he enters a plea of not guilty.
All right. Once again, this case is on Judge Putman's docket. I'm setting it for reappearance on March 19th.
Your Honor, I would like to address the issue of bond before
right.
Mr. Weaver is excused when the court is ready.
The bond was initially set at $35,000.
Your Honor,
What says the defense?
Your Honor, Mr. Weaver is 27 years of age. His criminal history is, at most, would be some misdemeanors, certainly no felonies. I've talked to Mr. Etheridge. I've asked that his bond be lowered to $10,000. He will go and live with his father, Elvin Weaver. The address that he would go and live if the bond is granted is 41 MC 6071 in Flippin. And so our request would be the bond would be lowered to $10,000.
What says the state?
You know, we would agree to that with specific prohibition about any contact with the victim in this matter during the time of this bond, Your Honor.
That the bond will be lowered to $10,000 cash or professional bond, subject to a condition that he reside at the address stated by the defendant, by the defense, and that he have no contact with the alleged victim in this matter. Your next appearance in court will be in front of Judge Putman on May 19th. You may be excused, sir. 2015-41, State of Arkansas versus Robert Willett. This is for arraignment on charges of possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, Class D felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class D felony, 3 counts, fleeing, Class D felony, reckless driving, Class A misdemeanor, disobeying traffic control device, that to be a violation, and following too close, a separate violation. On those charges, how does the defendant now plead?
And there's a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
That plea is noted on the record. Again, this case is on Judge Putman's docket, so I'm directing that he'll reappear in front of Judge Putman on March 19th.
Your Honor, Mr. Willett and I talked yesterday. He understands that bond is not an issue in his case because of a parole violation. There's also other cases pending on Judge Putman's docket. So, of course, the goal would be to wrap everything up in one case or in one plea.
Very good. You may be excused, sir. 2015-47, State of Arkansas versus Richard Mandrell. This case is for arraignment on charges of breaking or entering, Class D felony, theft of property, Class A misdemeanor, and criminal mischief, a separate Class A misdemeanor. On those charges, how does the defendant plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
The plea of not guilty is noted on the record. The defendant assigned to the Division III docket, and the court will set him for reappearance on March 19th.
Your Honor, I believe he has other cases on Judge Putman's docket that Mr. Bailey has been working on. We had hoped that those would be ready for a disposition today. Mr. Mandrell, that is not going to happen today after I talked with Mr. Bailey.
Why is that, sir? And why did you enter a non-guilty plea for me when I'm guilty of these charges I admitted? I don't understand that at all.
I could not hear you.
Okay, could you say that again, sir?
Yes, sir. I don't understand why he entered a non-guilty plea at all, considering the fact that I admitted to these charges and said that those were things I did. And I was told when I was brought back to court that they had already made me an offer. They were just waiting on these charges to be put out there and that we could go ahead and get a probation plea for 4 to 6 years today. So
what I would say to Mr. Mandrell is if a probation plea is offered today, then we will bring him over at 1:30. Right now, that has not been offered to us today. And Mr. Bailey or myself or both of us will get over and to the jail and explain to Mr. Mandrell what is going on.
Right. That's the status of the case right now. If that changes, your attorneys will explain that to you. You may be excused.